No,
No, he ran away, so I gotta feed his cats.
appreciate you. Thank you, Mandy.
Like, look at my weakness.
Okay, I think I did that right. It says live at the top of
Says
the
we're live.
screen. All right, we are live. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 present. We have a quorum. Call the meeting to order. What's on the agenda this month?
Oh, sorry. I was looking at something.
Madam
Okay,
Secretary.
so I've got 6 items. I did not get anything other than something I posted on the Facebook page. So I've got a ratification of June minutes, financial report, Green Man Day. This is the one I added with Weavers. Want to discuss the possibility of Weavers covering the cost of initiatory or elevation materials. Uh, security report and Welcome Summerfest. If any of that is not needed to be discussed, we can take it off.
I don't have all the stuff for Welcome Summerfest. We haven't had a wrap up meeting because we've all been busy.
Mhm.
I want to get that scheduled for this next month. I'm sorry.
Okay. Uh-oh. He froze.
And stuff. I just haven't had time. Also with this.
No worries. Does anybody have anything else we need to add to the agenda before we get started?
Oh, I'd like to add the suicide prevention walk that they're doing on September 21st. I think that's something we should participate in.
It's a Saturday, so
It's a Saturday, but you and I will be in Grand Rapids that day.
that's right.
I think
That's the Grand Rapids Pagan Pride, isn't it?
yes. Did that spot get paid for, Solenox?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Anything else we want to add to the agenda before we go to our first item?
I think we're good.
So ratification of June minutes is the first item on the list.
I accept them.
Move to approve.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Ready? That was easy. All right. Financial report. What's the next thing on?
Financial report. Give me just a second. Saying quit doing that. Somebody went just got ice.
Well, he's getting that. I'm grabbing my computer as well to get the Patreon up.
Thank you, Megan. All right. Currently in the checking account, we have $4,787.58. In the savings account, we have $1,969.80.
I am so sorry. Repeat that number for me one more time.
Which one?
The second one. Savings.
$1,969.80.
And 80 cents. Thank you.
You're welcome. For ties this month, we for advertising budget Solenox, we have $137.87. We owe Mother Church still $108.87, and Choice Charity $137.87.
I have a proposal that we divert some of our community ties this month back to Soldig for their labyrinth.
Okay, what where's Soldig at? Is that one of the labyrinths you guys went to?
Yeah, the one in Jackson.
Was that the really nice one that was the lady was really nice, had you guys pick raspberries and all that stuff?
Yep.
Do you that, or we could donate $100 to her if we wanted to out of our account.
Or that.
I just
I-
say, why don't we just take $100 and donate it to that labyrinth?
Anybody have an objection?
No.
You make an official motion there?
I
Move
move that we
to-
donate $100 to Soul Dig Labyrinth for their hospitality and their friendliness while we were there visiting the labyrinth.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Do they have a website we can send it to, or we need to mail them a check, Solanox?
Double check the information in the labyrinth document.
All right. Give me just a second, gonna need a notebook. I'm all thumbs today, guys.
Was it Soldig? Was that spelled SOLDIG?
SOUL.
SOULDIG. Okay.
SOUL as in soul, like
Yeah. No, that's why I was just checking. Yeah, there we go. Google was trying so hard to correct that soul dog.
I got it on my list to do to double check that. After we get out of this meeting, I will do that.
Awesome.
Are you ready for the Patreon or not yet?
Go ahead with the Patreon information if you would, please.
Okay, so membership is, I believe, at the same, which was $1,080 a month with 25 paid members.
This month's went in. It was $1,039.55 after everything.
We do have a new shrine sponsorship out at the Patreon. We have a family that has picked up the Persephone Shrine to sponsor. They are actually getting a statue that they're going to put on it.
Ooh.
What I would like to do is create, this might be a project for Mandy if you've got room, would like to create labels for the shrines on Shrine Row, and then a couple of elaborate labels for our 2 sponsored shrines. Well, 1 now, that sponsorship has ended.
The Hades sponsorship has ended.
Yes.
Cool.
But I have a sponsored shrine, don't I?
Oh, you're right, and that one.
Hey, you asked me a long time ago which one I wanted to sponsor, and I eventually sent you a message and told you, but I wasn't sure if you caught that one either.
Okay, so we need to get all of those up.
So is that a Canva project then?
Yeah, that's a Canva project.
Yes, I
Um,
find time for that.
If you can make basic and sponsored shrine labels, and the sponsored shrine labels should include the sponsor name and we could just create labels. Do what you want.
Make them look pretty.
I will you create a format and I can go in and fill them out and get them printed and laminated and set them up there.
Okay.
We should probably also consider including a QR code that could be linked to deity information pages either from northerntradition.org or northernpaganism.org or theoi.org, our two main Norse and Greek sources. Little QR code at the side of each label for each shrine. And we should create a third one for our student shrines in the library.
And it probably, another idea too, to have we have a QR code with our Patreon on it too. So if somebody wants to went on that Shrine Road, we can put our Patreon link up there. That way somebody can they can click on it if they want to join Patreon, they want to know more about this. It would give them information about it and also make it where they could donate or sponsor one.
I like it. Chunky kitty.
I couldn't help it. I see a chunk.
The Northern Paganism, or what was the?
Yeah. Northernpaganism.org has links to shrine pages for all of the Norse characters, deities, and otherwise.
And that's a pretty reliable source, I'm assuming, so or not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So you mentioned Theoi. That's like that was my favorite go-to Greek
Oh,
deity
it is the
page.
best.
That
It
is the best Greek page. I agree. It's
One of the few that Kara accepts as a source.
yeah, it is.
All right. Any other comments on that one?
I don't think so.
Do we want to maybe solidify what exactly we want shrine sponsorship to look like while we are here?
What does the Patreon say right now, Megan?
Give me a second, I'll get it back up.
Thank you. Sorry.
Do you want these like business card sized?
Probably business card sized would work for the basic one and maybe double that for the sponsored ones.
4x6 probably for the sponsorship would look nice, like a handbill, the 4x6
Yeah.
bill. You know what I'm talking, Ashnade?
Okay, this is what it says. It says, in addition to all the benefits of the lower tier, feeder members will be able to request specific workings for our monthly ritual vlog posts available to pattern members and above. You will also have the option to select a deity shrine to support on Shrine Row. A portion of your donation will go to purchase decorations and offerings for your chosen deity, and your name can be displayed on the shrine itself as well as on our website. After 6 months, then the number 6, of shrine sponsorship, you will receive a travel-sized statue of your chosen deity to help create your own shrine at home.
Like that.
So
So
the most recent sponsor was asking what that gets with that description out there. Do we need to refine that, or?
I think we need to define it a little bit more so that we have an idea of what they're getting. I mean, they could
And what we need to be doing.
right. Because by the sounds of it, they want we can get decorations and stuff from. So we should start buying seasonal decorations for these shrines for each of those for the.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think a purchase of how much is that, Megan, for money wise?
It's 100, and it just
100?
says that, yeah, it's 100, and it just says a portion. So we've got 100% that we can,
Do you want to do 10% of their donation to get? That's $10 to go buy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, but that's a monthly thing. So
Yeah.
Right. So if it's a 6 month sponsor, it's six, well, it's a spot. We could do 10% or we could do 20% and then we could have that money roll a little bit. That's entirely up to you guys what we want to do.
So I was thinking more like 20%, just because a lot of our deities like alcohol, and getting, alcohol runs a little on the pricier side, because even like the small bottles are normally like $7.
Right.
Help stock the bar, yeah.
We can stock the bar so that we have or stock the liquor cabinet so we have liquor to feed our deities.
And do we have travel size statues or access to travel size statues for all of the deities?
Pretty much, yeah.
Solanax can get those through the store, can't we? Can get those through the store, can't we?
Yeah, between the Norseys, the Greekies, the Greek arts little figures, the carved wooden ones from Moonlight.
Okay,
We can get a travel size of just about anything.
awesome. Just wanted to make sure that was something we can travel size deities. We'll order it through the store because we get a better deal that way.
This is the first Patreon that's not one of us at this level, right?
Right. So that's why we haven't
That's
paid
why
as
we have-
much attention to it.
Because I don't need the little travel size myself, but it's nice that it's an option.
That's why I wanted to kind of nail down exactly what we want to do here, how much we want to dedicate to it, and then we can create a regular monthly job of this shrine maintenance and have it be a rotating responsibility.
Right.
I like it.
And those of you that don't have a charge card, bring me receipts and we can reimburse you
Right.
because we have that capability.
Plus, it also says that it will be on our website, and I have not seen anything shrine related on our website.
Yep. So that needs to be part of the website overhaul that
I was gonna say the website's due for
long overdue.
Long
Yes.
overdue for an overhaul, especially that top picture.
Like Shrine Row needs to have its own
Overhaul as well.
site.
Yeah, shrine. Once we get those little cards, we can have Shrine Row pictures of each of the shrines
Yep.
and a brief description. I like that. Yep. Make sure sponsorship.
So why don't we make an official vote?
Make a motion that we take 20% of the $100 that we get for that sponsorship of Shrine Row or that shrine to be used to purchase decorations and other accoutrements for the deity.
I would like to throw in a quick caveat about that. So 20% of the $100, but at the 250 or the 500 rate, they still get that same perk. We're going to do 20% of the 250 and the 500. So that means the people who pay more get a more extravagant shrine. Maybe. What are we talking about here? That's something to keep in mind. Or do we want to assign a dollar amount?
I think we should assign a dollar amount, guys. I think it would be easier than a percentage.
I agree.
I think 20 a month is adequate to keep the shrines fresh and
So, Alex, what do you think?
What I'm gonna do is the next time I roll through our Patreon benefits, I will add a column to track that budget per deity based on how long each shrine has been sponsored.
Okay.
And then at our next Coven meeting, we'll set up a rotation for the shopping.
Fair enough.
And we should make updating the shrines and the seasonals part of Green Man.
Absolutely. What do you think,
Uh,
Mac?
I agree, but I like, okay, I have a couple ideas, which is hard because I'm on on this, so it's hard to, I don't want to talk over anybody. So I do like Ella's idea, but I also want to just have a straight dollar amount. I think it might be worth putting an optional part on the Patreon, let us know if you're interested at the higher levels of, having a portion. I don't know how, I haven't really thought it out because I'm trying to listen and have ideas while also doing my notes. Because I do like the idea at some of the higher levels having the ability to have a more decorative or a higher liquor value for your deity, but I don't necessarily think that it needs to be a guarantee either. So that was my thought on that. But yeah, I do like having that as an ongoing Green Man Day. Check that those specific deities are well topped out on their booze and their offerings, and change up their decorations.
I think we should hit honestly, Megan, I think on Green Man Day,
I mean,
every one of
and
them.
we typically do, but I'm saying, like, if we focus on we assure that those sponsored ones are always hit if time is pressing, but it's typically we wash everybody's cups. We, restock everyone with their booze.
What if, because the only issue with that is that it can get complicated trying to keep track of some of that.
Yeah.
What if we do it in a sense of, if they have up to a percentage if they request it? Otherwise, we're going to do the default of a $20 per
That's
month.
I was thinking if there's a way that we could put, at the higher levels, a fancy, a percent of this can go towards your shrine if elected. Let us know.
Yeah, because then at that point they reach out to us and say, hey, can you put this special thing or do the special way of doing it or whatever? Can you, whatever, and then we could go with it up to that percentage amount. But unless otherwise specified, then we could.
The default would be the dollar amount, and then specification would be the higher.
I'm good with that.
I like that idea. I think that's a great idea, Megan. Awesome.
So if you want, you could go ahead and add that to the Patreon.
I have to think about how to write it.
Try to make it sound good and word it right.
Yeah. Right now is not the best time to try and write that out.
No.
Well, do you, for a donor board, do you mean like the like your name on the plaque? Because we do have that as an offer, as one of our offerings.
And we have a place to put that now.
What's that?
We could go ahead and purchase a donor plaque.
We could.
You might build one, like a bigger one, almost like a shadow box, and then get the nameplates made and put them on for the different levels of donation.
Do you know where we could get the nameplates made?
Nameplates, Instaprint does graving. Instaprint does engraving, and so does, I think, the paper company that we get our brochures from too.
I was gonna say in almost any trophy place, probably.
Alfred, you want to build the shadow box?
How big are we talking?
What?
How big are we talking?
How big you want a shadow box, Solenox?
Megan, how many patrons do we have at the donor board level?
Yeah, I have to go back and see because I don't 100% remember which level the donor burner is. So you give me 1 second to find which one it is. Okay, so the donor tree is 1 member, and then 1 member at another level, 1 member at another level, 1 member. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe we have 4 currently.
I think we could do that.
Like a 2x2, maybe.
a 2 foot by 2 foot shadow box.
Yeah.
What do you think,
Just put the-
Sullivan?
So are we doing one nameplate per 12 months at the donor board level,
It
like a
is
name of the year?
it is currently written as members will also have their name added to our donor tree on Shrine Road. This will become a mural in our new space. You can also schedule spiritual counseling. So we don't have a specific time amount like some of our other ones.
I think
Um,
12 months would be a good time frame then if we don't have it.
One leaf
Yeah,
for every 12 months?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
one leaf for every 12 months, I believe, on the tree is what you were doing.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I feel like we've had the discussion that that was a leaf for 12 months, but that's not how it's written on the Patreon. I'm
But I
gonna
think
look and see if I can find the conversation part that we had. Okay, so in the like our typed up Patreon, it says that it was supposed to be after 3 months. But we didn't have what happens. It just, you know, it's just like you had to be you had to be at that level for 3 months before you would get your leaf. But it doesn't look like we put anything. But I like the idea of a leaf every year.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about a mural and the tree, I don't mind adding leaves every 3 months. It sounds like creating a board with nameplates is an additional thing we haven't explicitly promised anybody.
Mhm.
So it sounds like something that could get a different thing. We don't necessarily need to put it on the Patreon, but we could make it for every, you know, so many amount of donations. You get a name, a plate on there.
I've also seen them as like different levels. So like you could do like, you know, a year, 3 years, 5 years, and then like it, or, different money levels. Then you just would move the plaque to that, if say we decide to
Or
do
add
it.
a name in the next column even.
Exactly. Yeah.
Rainbow it. Rainbow colors. We could rainbowify it and make each rainbow color a different amount or different time period.
I like the different colors for the different time periods. First year is red, second year is yellow, orange, blue, violet, indigo violet. We could do that too. That doesn't sound too bad. That's not a horrible idea either.
Gonna do it years at the tree level then?
I think so.
I like that idea.
All right. Well, Alfred, there's a concept to run with if you want.
Okay.
Do we have anything else we want to talk about on Patreon?
I don't think so. Did we ever make a decision? We were talking about about the money that we're going to be given. We didn't make a vote on that either. We need to get a vote on that.
For what?
How much money we're going to divert from their donations for that?
Oh, I thought we had.
No, we voted.
No,
We voted. We
Did we
voted
vote?
to give $100 just out of the bank account to Soldig.
No,
Right.
no,
No,
no.
no, no.
I'm talking the Patreon sponsorship for the shrine. We never did a vote on it. It got-
Oh,
Hold on.
okay.
we went off.
$20 a month.
So I move that we take $20 out of the level $100 level for the sponsorship of a shrine on Shrine Row monthly for decorations and other accoutrements for that shrine.
I'll
You said for-
second it.
Second,
You said that was specifically for the $100 level?
The $100,
Yep.
the 250, and the 500.
So 100 and above.
For everybody who's got shrine sponsorship.
With the
Second.
caveat that they can move, the higher levels can request more money be dumped towards those, or more money put towards those decorations and stuff.
Uh-oh.
But
Oh, it looked like, I'd lost the call or something for a minute. Everybody got quiet.
okay,
That was just.
What? do I have a second on that motion?
Yeah.
Second.
Megan and I both seconded, so.
All right, it's been seconded. All in favor?
I
I
Aye.
Any opposed?
I always feel like doing a Hans Moleman when we do that. Yay.
It's fun because our financial report took a different turn. Like call this up under Patreon.
Hey,
So while we're still talking about that, since we did have that caveat, do we want to cross that bridge when we come to it, or do we want to take the time right now to figure out if someone says, yes, I do want that extra, are we gonna like do 10% of their level?
I'd do up to 20%. I do 20%.
Okay,
What do y'all think?
20% sounds good to me.
Yeah,
I mean that I offered 10, obviously 20%. It's, well, I guess that's not obvious. I could be, no, monies. I was
So-
thinking 20%.
Yeah. Do we want to make an addendum to that vote we just made? That the cap being 20% on that?
I was thinking of having it as a separate vote.
Separate vote? Yep.
all right,
Yeah.
that should be a separate vote.
Okay.
So I make a motion that we cap the diversion of the money from those sponsorships for the shrines at a top limit of 20%.
Seconded.
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
I
Aye.
If 25 gigabyte updates, it probably needs to be.
Alrighty. I've got nested with a nested with a nested notes here. So I was trying to get all those done.
No, fine, we understand.
No worries. Keep it straight. Keep it straight.
I don't want to
Alright.
be straight.
I'm
Yeah,
still.
I don't want to be straight either. Thank you. I
This is
love
like conversion
no.
therapy.
So, was that everything on the financial report, or was that everything on the Patreon specifically? And do we have more on the financial report we need to do?
We're not, I don't have anything else on the financial report. Do you? I think we're good.
Okay. Cool.
Next item.
Green
Next
Man
up.
Day.
Green Man Day. Woohoo!
Well, we now have Shrine as a official Green Man Day item.
Shrine attending.
Mhm.
The lawn's gonna need mowed. I mowed it, I mowed it the 30th. Was the last time it was more than I scalped it again, so it should be okay. We haven't had a lot of rain. If somebody could drive by and give it a look. That would be great.
Okay. We need probably prep for Llamas.
Yep.
Llamas
Do we
prep.
still need to put away for Litha?
I thought we got Litha put away.
I think
we
I
did.
thought so too, but I wasn't positive.
I think Letha is put away.
So prep for llamas.
Double check make sure Letha's taken care of. Get raffle items around for llamas. That way we're not struggling and scrambling the
I
day.
like that. We'll get them done now, and then we don't have to worry about it day of. They're already in a bin, ready to go.
Right. What do you think on that, Megan? You like that idea?
Yeah.
You're my
As
raffle.
long, do we have a designated raffle tote? Because I'm
There
about
is
this
one.
close to
did
just
at one
getting one if we don't. We did, but it was Erin, so I don't know if she took it. If
No,
she came in,
can't take it back. It's still there.
okay. I know where it used to be. I don't know where it still is.
We'll find it when we're
Yeah.
doing Green Man Day.
It might have gone downstairs if it got emptied. I don't know.
Yeah, it might end up down there.
But
We can always throw a label on it, put one of the little whatever's on it.
Our Q
and-
codes up.
get it in
QR
the
codes
system.
on it.
We could also put library maintenance as a Green Man task.
Yeah, because we gotta get rid of those damn balloons.
Hey, I used some of that stuff. I updated the shrine the main altar on Sunday, and I used a
cool.
bunch of those like grain pieces in there.
I also
Nice.
requested those grain pieces too. I just haven't had a chance to come get them.
There's plenty still there. I just took a couple of
Yes.
handfuls, threw them in a vase, and called it good.
Awesome. Oh, by the way, the rest of the brochures are on the social table that they owed us from the printing company. I
Thank
went
you
and
for
picked
picking those up.
and they're on the social table and they're on the table in the social room.
Cool.
I put them in there this afternoon, so they're there.
Okay, now I know why you were here today.
Well, I was there today also to grab one of my tables, so I had a table for camping and the
Alrighty.
cement buckets because I needed those.
Yeah. So do we want to add anything else? We've got shrine updates, property lawn needs mowed, prep for llamas, including raffle items, and then library maintenance.
I think that's a pretty good chunk for us, don't you, Solanox?
If we think of anything else, we can always add it.
Hey, if possible, trash pickup, because there's a large encampment down at the end of the street again. And I want to make sure that we're trying to do our best to keep it clean. I know that we do the once a month, but it doesn't hurt to have more.
Sure.
I know the guy that's staying behind the store, I've asked him if he creates trash to please take care of it. There's a dumpster there, put it in the dumpster so that we're not having trash all over. And he was pretty amicable about that. I haven't seen him in the last couple times I've been up there though. So
Well, there's like a mattress and a whole living space set up there now.
Yeah, but somebody
No.
else was on him this weekend. I think he might have got run off. I don't know.
Oh, that why I didn't see him there yesterday. I was wondering.
yeah, because I was expecting to see him yesterday too with pantry, and I didn't. Also for our Lammas ritual, seeing how it is first harvest, can we put an advertisement on there for pantry for donations for food and stuff? Because I am like white.
You want to make another food Winker Man like we did last year? Because I thought that was a good idea.
I wasn't there last year. Remember, I was in the hospital.
I know, but that's what we
right.
did. We made a food Wicker Man and then we donated it to Pin.
I think that would be a great idea if the church is amicable to that.
Yeah, of course.
All right, then. I'm going to be putting out a big Facebook post about things that pantry needs this next week because we are completely out of a bunch of stuff. I got hit hard this last weekend, so.
Alrighty. We ready for the next item?
I think so. Does anybody have
All
anything else?
I don't have anything else. What's the next item, Ella?
Alrighty. So I wanted to ask the question of the board and if they are willing to, look at this. Should weavers cover the costs of initiation or elevation materials? I think we've talked about this before.
We have.
And I didn't
Yeah.
know, and we're talking just like well, just like the stuff, some of the stuff that's needed, like the cords, the pentacles, the various I mean maybe even if we need to, and this might be a big one, but like, you know, if we needed to get a hotel again in the future, something like that as weavers, to cover something.
I thought
So
we'd
Knox and
already
I were talking,
agreed on that.
see, and I was trying to remember if we had or not.
Go ahead, Alfred. What were you gonna say?
I was saying I thought we already agreed on that, and I want to
Nope.
say it was what, like September last year, maybe
September of last year. Let me look.
right around that time.
Because that was the thing, is I couldn't remember when. So that's because I remember we talked about it, but I couldn't remember what we had agreed on when.
We're about to need some policy documents.
Yep. That's what I'm hearing.
Um, let's see
All right,
here,
I have the one of the questions I have, like jewelry and stuff. I think that should be the initiatory or the dedicants. Like my, I buy the style of ring I want. That's my response. The rings are the rings and
That
jewelry like that is our responsibility. Is it not, Solenox?
Yeah, the rings should be a you thing, you know, to make sure it fits and it's your style and
But
whatnot. But the pendants and the
yeah.
cords, and again, as Ella said, the expenses associated with an initiation, if applicable.
So, because like you and I didn't pay for our dedicant pentacle.
No, we didn't.
We did not.
I didn't
We
pay
did
for
buy
the
these,
dedicant
but
one.
I bought this pentacle. I know
Yeah.
I bought this one
Yeah.
because I got this one off Amazon.
I don't see that in the September meeting minutes, by the way. So just for the record.
So, all right. So, like when we elevate to second degree, I know when we go up to second degree, there's more expenses there too because you got to buy you got to have your tabard and your wheels and the magnets for your car if you want them and things like that. So, I mean, I don't know what this stuff costs because I'm not there
Well,
yet.
I think more of like, I think the required ones, like the wheels, are
Wheels
I think more
are optional.
optional, but the tabard, the
Tabard and jewelry
pendant,
and cords
yeah,
is and ritual expenses. That's what we're talking about.
I think that's fair. I think that because it's we're doing this for the church, we're doing this to help serve our community better, and we're helping serve the church better when we do elevate. I think that's a great idea. I think it is a good idea that we help cover those costs. What do you all think?
I agree.
and I think, I mean, I think we can, um,
July 8th,
July, was it
2024
July 8th?
board
Okay,
meeting.
okay,
Must be timely subject then.
okay. So where? Let's see here. I'm looking.
Thanks, Alfred.
No problem.
Shit, Solenox. Shit, that just reminded me. You know what we haven't done yet? We need those training videos. That was a year ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
crap.
time.
It's time.
We need our training videos so that we don't get in trouble. Because if
Training
we
videos.
don't do them, we're all off this
The
board.
child safety training. That's in those meeting minutes as well. Okay.
Yeah, it's on as an agenda item.
I'm looking. On July, you said July of last year?
Yeah, July 8th, 20. Oh, no.
No.
Sorry, that's this one. Never mind. Damn
Okay, you got me.
it.
I was like, I don't see an.
I know we had this.
I know we discussed it. I would just have to go through them all to try and find
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
we
Okay.
discussed it.
But
I believe, if I remember correctly, and I could be incorrect, I believe we discussed it and said we would table it until we could look into it more, and
Okay.
it's been tabled.
Okay, that may be the case. Because I know we talked about it. So here's all right.
So my argument is this. we're training to be leaders in the church. And, you know, we put into the church and the church puts into us. Thus, I think that we should have it be part of what we've covered, you know, is covered. And like, you know, like we said, like not all of it, not like your rings or like your special accoutrements, but, you know, when, not that I like to, you know, throw this around, but like when I, you know, went through my baptism and my first communion and my confirmation at the Catholic church, like I didn't pay for that. The church paid for all of that. So it is equitable in that, you know, when in my little baby elevations of Christianity, it was covered. So, you know, I see that being similar in this case as well.
So my proposal then is that Weavers will automatically cover the cost of cords and initiatory pendants and cakes and ale for initiations and elevations, as well as tabards for seconds. And that a vote will be taken to authorize location expenses if they are needed.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yes,
I like that idea.
I will second that.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm trying to type that up. So you're proposing
I would-
that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I would just add a vote for location and other expenses in case there's other things that might be required, like for the ritual and such.
We've got pendants, cords, cakes and ale, tabards. What else do we have on that list? I just want to make sure I got that.
I
Complete.
think that's it.
Okay.
Yep.
And
And
then,
then with the option of bringing to the board a vote for location and other necessary expenses as needed.
because I know like the day of pampering and stuff, the rest of us take care of that
Mhm,
for
yeah.
when we elevate to first degree and things like that, because we're taking care of our family. We're doing something to honor them. We do something fun.
Okay.
Like I know I made food for us that day because I could. Because I made things that Solanax could eat. Oh, and hey, when you're at the bar and you want those shrimp, let me know. I know how to make them now too for you.
Okay.
Your coconut shrimp,
They're
so that they're
good.
safe for Solanax. I can make those.
They're so good.
So are we making that an official motion?
I believe it was moved and seconded.
It's
You
been moved and
you said,
seconded.
I think your wording, you said propose. So all right, I'm gonna mark that as moved. Okay. And then who
Solanax moved and Ashley seconded.
already going
All
for a
in
vote?
favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed?
Abstaining?
Motion carries.
Wait, did you abstain?
No, I said
Okay.
Brian because
Oh,
he's not.
okay. I was just
You
checking.
know, here you no give vote.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Now
Awesome.
you don't. You're right.
All righty,
Right.
cool.
Next up,
That's handled. Security report. I wasn't sure if we needed to do that. I just threw it on there in case we were going to. So Alfred.
Yep. So, let's see. As far as the EOP, we haven't gotten any feedback on it. So I was gonna say at this point, let's print the emergency response guide, which is basically the second half. Start using that and looking through it. There's probably going to be some things that we'll have to adjust in there, but that way we have that to start using if needed. There are scenarios and stuff throughout the front half of the EOP that I think we need to sit down and tabletop, which means get a few of us together, especially ones who have information about, contacts and how things work, and start walking through some of these scenarios, some of these items to figure out what we would do, because it's really something that us in a planning meeting can't answer. It's something that we need several of us to sit down and go, okay, so if we had another thing like COVID going on, how are we going to handle that? What kind of rules do we need? Yes, Castle.
I suggest that we, at our next coven meeting, we tabletop some of this. So we can set, because most of us will, for our coven meeting, most of us are there in person. You'll be online and we can tabletop and we can talk at our coven meeting. What do you all think?
Except
I
our next coven meeting is right before Llamas.
Oh,
Or
okay.
wait, hold on.
Could be 7/22,
The 18th.
18th.
Oh, we could, then we have another one on the 1st that is directly before Llamas, so that's up to Solanox as the teacher. But we have two coven
Oh.
meetings before Llamas.
I think this is more of a board level thing.
Okay.
What I would suggest is that Alfred bring one scenario per month to board meeting, and we just make that part of our regular agenda.
Sounds good.
I like that idea.
That's also going to keep all of us in the loop on it and force us to look at it
Mhm.
more than we have been.
Right. So, okay. So the next board meeting, we'll bring a scenario and we'll tabletop that. In the interim, if you want to print out a couple of copies of the emergency response guide to look through, and maybe we can tab them out and have them hanging up so that more of us can flip through it and see what kind of things we have for directions if there's an incident. Other items. So at our last get together around our fire, we had it flared up. It flared up pretty intensely, and I'm thinking for our next holiday, we should, if we're going to do something along those lines, we really should clear that inner ring.
Yes.
It almost brought me out of the invocation I was in when I had to jump in between Kender and the fire. So yeah, that could have been bad.
Yep.
Yes.
I make it a safety rule from now on when we're at Fenner doing fires. Nobody needs to be between. When we light that fire, no one's to be between those benches and that fire pit, so that we have a safety rate.
I agree, and we should probably also take them off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now
I
we're
see.
talking just during the once while we're lighting it, once it's lit and everything's fine, then everybody can kind of come in and hang out
Well,
near it.
Yeah,
Some of it we need to get up close to be able to drop things into the
when we're
fire.
doing the offerings and stuff, yes, we need to be able to get up close to it. So
What we could do rather than tape is have signs that we tape to the benches. Do not sit. And once the fire is lit and safe, we
Do
can
we
pull
pick
the signs.
Yep.
Yeah.
that way we've got that ring of safety, and it makes it where everybody is safe and we're not going to have any issues. And I know Kinder was okay, but I know it scared him.
Yeah.
So I could feel his energy.
And yeah, we'll make sure the people who can't see the signs are aware to not sit there.
Yeah.
So
all right. And then we had as far as security, we had one individual show up that shouldn't have been there. Requested that they leave. They didn't give any pushback and they left. So I think that turned out okay. We
Have
had
you
an-
heard from that individual at all, Solanox? Other than when he was apologetic as hell?
Oh, yeah, he was, trying to explain it away as, sleep dialing, I guess.
Hmm.
Hitting his phone while he was asleep. He has not reached out again since the week after Litha, so.
Okay.
Okay. I guess we had multiple people cut themselves with scissors. I'm thinking maybe we should get the kindergarten scissors and use those next time.
Okay, I got what was
I
available.
did not know people cut themselves. That was the first time I was hearing about that.
Yes.
So we need to get, I think we need to look at for some safety scissors for arts and crafts. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Walmart's got
Well-
rainbow ones right now.
How much?
They're in the back to school section. They're not that expensive. I can look next time I go. I was
Okay.
mad they didn't have adult ones in the rainbow.
Just saying, blood in the circle's bad. So
Right,
Right.
also, good grief.
yeah.
Good for
You
the
make-
FPS.
CYA signs that say scissors are sharp.
Oh,
And please watch please supervise your offspring while using sharp.
Mhm.
I like the way you put that.
I think maybe next time we'll just get a scroll saw or a band saw to put in the middle for them to cut with.
Or
Sorry.
it might not be a bad idea anytime we have an activity that involves cutting to assign one of us to man that station. To supervise.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Megan, did you have something?
Yeah, it's this adjacent. I was just gonna say in that same regard, I think we should, as a group, know where the first aid kit is, so that it doesn't all rely on you. That if someone's like, "Hey, I need a Band-Aid," we're not all trying to scramble. Like, or if we
Yeah.
can try and have it in the same spot every time, so then people kind of know where to expect it. That was my only comment.
Yeah, what tub do we
that's
put
a
it
good
in?
point.
I think we put it on the bench that's up by the bushes and that's like kitty corner from the shelter.
It wasn't there because that's the first place I looked up the hill and I saw it wasn't there, so I had to go looking for it.
Yeah.
But I think that should be our designated spot for this first aid kit is that bench right there by the edge of the woods. Going up to the pavilion, that bench right there that nobody really sits on, but it collects everything. That should be where the first aid kit lives.
We
Right.
can put it there with the wristbands.
Yep.
Yes.
That works.
that's a
Well,
good.
sometimes we put the wristbands there, and sometimes there's a table, and we put the wristbands on the table, closer to the bathroom.
Well, let's make it a rule. Wristbands go on the bench with the first aid kit. That way everything is in the same place.
Yep. Then make it easy. Yeah, that's all I have unless anybody has anything for me. Then that's it.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Okay, so next thing we have is Welcome Summerfest, which you said we weren't ready for, so we can skip that if you need to.
We can table that. Use
Table
official
it.
language.
All right, let's do.
We-
Thank you. Welcome Summerfest table. Say until next month, and we'll have something next month.
Yes, I will. We'll have something next month because we're going to have we're going to have a meeting this month so we can get it wrapped up and get next year started.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Because there is an announcement that Megan is going to be the chair. Megan and I are going to be co-chairs for next year for Welcome Summer Festival.
Sounds great. Alrighty, so our next item is Suicide Prevention Walk.
While we were at Pride, I ran into a table. In fact, I bought one of their t-shirts because I had a black shirt on and it was hot. So they had a white t-shirt, so I bought it. They are doing a suicide prevention walk. It's done by the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention Out of the Darkness Community Walks. It is going to be on 9/21. The on-site registration starts at 11. Program starts at 12. To register for the event. Oh, Jesus Christ. Just a second. Like, just again here.
I feel the clean. Then press clean to restart. Please open the iRobot home app for help.
Hi,
Oh my
Betsy. I love you too.
Well, she was trapped in the corner, so I pulled her out and put her where I could see her, and I was gonna put her away on my way out. So she can sit in timeout and wait.
They have ways we can donate. They got sponsorship opportunities. They got volunteer opportunities. I think it would be something, because we're trying to improve our community and make our community better as an organization and be there for people that need support. I think this would be a great idea for us. I can
Is
get
it-
Would forward me the information on the event, and I can start by adding it to the community calendar and then see what we want to go in for. Are we wanting to sponsor this?
the sponsorship opportunities. I got an email address to reach out to. I will forward you the link, the
Okay.
website address that I have, in fact, right now, so I don't forget.
Is the walk here and in Grand Rapids?
It's here. It's at Adado Riverfront Park.
Okay.
Oh, so close.
What was the name of the organization again?
American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Look in the chat, Ella. I just put the link for the chat in the chat.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
I
I've
think
got it on my calendar, so if we need in-person coverage, I can make
Right,
sure I
because
get
Al
there.
and I will be in Grand Rapids that day because we are gonna be there for Grand Rapids Pagan Pride.
Right.
Okay, so I think we should definitely, if they've got any flyers, we should definitely have them out where we're putting
Right,
flyers
get
and
some
stuff.
flyers from them and
Mention
because
it
I
on.
think it's
uh,
like I
come
said, I think it's
closer.
an important resource that we didn't know about that will help us
Mhm.
grow. And if we have issues, we have a place we can call and get help when we need the help. When it's something over our pay grade or out of our scope, we've got another resource now in the area.
I
Yeah.
really like this idea.
Well,
Yeah,
don't forget about 988 too, by the way. We do 988's a thing.
Yeah.
What?
988.
Oh yeah, 988. Yep, suicide prevention hotline and the Trevor
But
Project
it's
hotline.
also it's also a little bit of a sledgehammer, so it's good to have a diversity of resources.
Right. I spoke with the people that were running the booth at Pride, and they were really friendly and they're really nice. And I think it's, like I said, I just think it's a great idea. It's something that we can do to help promote what we're doing because we are a safe space. If we've got someone that's in crisis, when we're there, people can touch in and it gives them a place to land, and we can be a bridge to give them other resources and have those resource guides. And I think that's important.
I agree.
I mean, Megan, Alfred, and Ella, and I know Solanax went through it too when we went through the HEAL class. There was part of that was building that resource guide, and I think that's something we need to look at as a church, as we have that resource guide, so that we've got a binder or we've got a document that we can search.
I like the idea of bringing everybody's lists together that you collect
Yeah.
in senior year into a central church document that we can access.
So that we have those resources, and then if we have a static copy that we have in the library or in the store, that hey, here's the static library, we can go through and find that
People
stuff.
can look. PR people can look
Right.
themselves.
I think we need to put that on next month's agenda to start putting that resource guide
We already
together.
did.
Did we?
Remember Solanax and we talked about that like a couple months ago, and you said to put it in in my folder, and I put it in my folder, and you said that looked good, and that I don't know where we were taking it from there, but I already put together the Excel sheet, and we had talked about adding to it as things came up, which I was going to recommend that we add this to the Excel sheet.
Yeah,
Okay.
so then
We
why
had
don't
talked to-
we? Well,
We
why don't we
also-
go ahead and move that into the board folder so that we can share it?
Well, remember we had talked about putting it into the board folder at a certain level so that upcoming not seniors wouldn't be just taking what was already created. And that's kind of where the hesitant the why I don't think we like put it in the folder yet, is we were still trying to figure out how to put it in so that people wouldn't just like take the information.
Hmm. And yet we also, I'm hearing a desire to make it accessible to the community as well. So I
Right.
think it might just need to be an honor system that if you're in senior HEAL class, you're not just going to go copy off the resource book. You're going to do some research of your own. You know,
I'm totally
or
fine
you
with
are
that.
required to add something new to it.
I do solemnly swear I won't cheat.
I did mine for Oakland County, so
But still having that stuff for Oakland County in our document isn't a bad thing either.
You're
Because
not
we
the
are the
only
only
commuter.
we are the only pagan church, one of the we're the only Wiccan church in the state of Michigan right now.
I was gonna say, I could even focus on Eaton or Clinton County.
Mhm.
Yep.
Right. And that's always a good thing too, adding more resources. And it would be nice once we get this established, we can start looking at other counties and get some of that information and throw in there too. So that if we get someone that calls us or we've got somebody on screen that needs help when we're in our weekly discussion meetings, we can get we've got information we can pull and send to them if they need it.
So I propose we get an Ingham County database set up for now. And then as students move into senior year, they pick another county to add to it.
Or other factors like, we don't have a lot of help for people that are struggling with their pet care. We don't have a lot of help for, people with children beyond like, mental health or like, there's different, you can add more categories within it. Or like, I think on the document that I had like 2 things for veterans help that can be expanded out.
Yeah, I like this idea. I think this is a great idea, and I think this is something that would help us and help our community grow.
Yeah, and I don't think holding a resource back from the community is fair to the community.
Bingo.
When there's other options that seniors can focus on for their homework. Pick a different county, pick a different area. Don't copy off the resource list, add to it.
I like this idea. What do you think?
All
Does
right.
that sound fair, Solonauts?
Absolutely.
What is it with you in my meeting?
Oh, Ella,
Mhm.
something else to add. Wolf Run
Wolf Run, what
Harvest Festival.
as an agenda item?
Yeah, that's something we need to talk about.
The only issue I perceive is if we're printing it out, the sources change pretty rapidly. And that was one of the things that Solanox and I had discussed about having a hard copy, is it might be really hard to keep it up to date versus like a digital copy that can be, links added, things deleted pretty quickly
So-
without having to like print off,
But
50
that could be
pages.
part of our yearly thing to make sure the links are still working and making sure that the resources are still valid. We could do it every 6 months, or we could do it once a year. That would be something that we could part of our updates that
Well,
we do.
And there are some that are pretty staples of our local area. There's some staples that we can generally rely to be around. We can always check in the moment, and we can have, when we're trying to give that information to somebody, but we can also have that. We have most of those printed off, and then That way we do have the hard copy, somebody just grab it at the library, or one of us to grab quickly, or
Also,
and have it online, a living document online.
we could also make it part of, if you're coming through the HEAL class and doing that resource building and you're in Weavers, part of your job is to validate it.
To validate our
Validate
list.
it. Go check it, update it, and then
There
add
we
to it.
go. I like that.
Sneaky.
Which certainly should be enough work to fulfill the requirements of the assignment for seminary.
Absolutely.
Do we have any other discussion on that particular topic?
No, where did you say you want these put at?
Let's drop it in the board folder for now. We'll get added to the website when we do
Alright.
the upgrade.
Just, I have a spreadsheet, so.
I have a actual document. I will get my stuff that from when I went through stage as part of the class and get it put in there too. I'll put it on my list of stuff to get done.
Yeah, it's in here.
Yeah, it's up here.
Alrighty, so is that everything we're gonna cover on that one? I think we kind of we originally talked about the suicide prevention walk, so I think we've got everything there. Was there anything else we want to talk about that before we moved on?
I passed the information along to Solonax to the link so that we can see what we want to do and we can discuss it a little bit more next month.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'd be willing to attend the event as a volunteer if we want to send volunteers.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Alrighty, and so now Wolf Run.
Weren't you at, did you want more of us to go up with you because you're going to be presenting at Wolf Run? I think that would be a way for us to get together too that month if we wanted to.
Well, I think the plan was I thought the plan was to go as a coven.
I thought it was too.
For anybody who's able.
Yeah, it's
When
on my
is
calendar
this?
to go.
When is this? I apparently have missed some conversation.
August. That's the week after Llamas, the weekend after Llamas.
It'd
Is
be
it
the
first
8th,
weekend after
9th,
Llamas?
10th, 11th.
It is the 8th. Okay.
Okay. I will not be able to attend then.
In addition to that weekend, which is the festival itself, and y'all can register for camping and whatnot directly through the site. And we'll be talking in coven meeting pretty soon about ritual plans for those who are going. In addition to that, I will be going up there with the family July 21st to the 24th over Kender's birthday, so that I can test out the circuit that Stan put in and have a chance to talk with Stan about the plans for the festival, what we're going to be doing and whatnot. So
Okay.
anybody who would like to come with us is welcome.
I won't be able to, unfortunately,
So
but
is this a festival that we're putting on, or is this a festival that? Okay, that's where I was confused because
Wolf
No,
Run
Wolf Run Harvest Festival is put on every year by them out up at Wolf Run. Castle used to be on the board up there.
I was on the board, and what it came from is there was a tragedy in the family, and this is the memorial for their son. They lost a child, and it's his birthday that weekend, and that's where this is his big birthday party that they do for him every year in remembrance. And it's a really cool event. It's rustic camping. Forewarning. They have a shower that is solar powered. They have they have better than porta potties. Their bathrooms are actually really, really nice. And they're all hand built. They tear apart, they do reclaimed wood and make bathrooms out of them. It's a really nice place. It's fun. There's a meditation garden. There's a red tent. There's a rainbow tent. There's a big fire pit out in front of the barn that they do drum circles around. Baba, Teddy, and Lady Kate used to do rituals out there. They've got a garden fire pit so the adults can be away from the younger children and have a calm time to sit and talk around a fire. They have a ritual circle out back of the garden area. It's a very beautiful setup, and that's a great place for main ritual. They have a place for druids to worship. They have a whole bunch of different. It's an eclectic pagan site, is what it is. It's really fun. They do community potlucks for dinner. They do community breakfast in the morning. They have a Blackstone that we cook on. They cook on. I've actually cooked on the Blackstone. I used to be, my job was the breakfast coordinator, and I was the food coordinator up there. Gee, I wonder why. But I would help do the potluck, set the potlucks up, and we'd also do the community morning breakfast, where we get together and have coffee, and we cook, make scrambled eggs over an open fire. It's a lot of fun. If you can't make it for the whole weekend, you can come up for a day, you can come up for a couple days. It's cheap camping. I think they request like $10 a night to camp. It's actually pretty cheap to go up there. And it's a community event, and the one rule is leave hate at the gate. We're a family when we're up there. It's not my faction, your faction. It's our faction. We're a family. We have each other's back, and it's very inclusive and makes it where we can let our shields down and be ourselves and have our community and be able to do the things that we do, perform rituals, and they have belly dancers and they have vendors. It's a lot of fun. In fact, aren't you taking the store up there, Solanox, for Wolf Run weekend?
I don't know. A lot is gonna depend on how the trip goes. I need to get out there. I need to see what it's gonna be like.
Okay. Because I know we've taken the store. One of the last years I was on the board, I know Tamara come up and vended, and her and I were right next to each other with a tent. And we worked together. But it's a lot of, like I said, it's a lot of fun, and it's great.
So if we're going, we need to go register on the website for our campsites.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Dad's RV is available, I'm probably gonna boondock with that.
Okay, but there won't be plugins.
Yeah, that's what
boondocking
boondocking is.
I'm just making sure we got the same definition.
Yeah, no, boondocking is no hookups. I'll fill the water tank.
Now, there's not a fee for coming with me over Kendra's birthday, although I am planning to make a donation while I'm there. So
I'll have to look at my calendar and see. My July filling up. It's kind of nuts.
just let me know.
They do have Wi-Fi that you can hook into, and it's pretty reliable up there. So if you're in classes, you can do class from up there too.
Where is
I've
Wolf
used
Run?
the Wi-Fi up there. It's pretty. I'm out when I camp up there. I camp out in the field. But
It's north of Grand Rapids.
It's in Remus, Ella.
Okay. Yeah, I won't be able to go for the festival. I'm moving that weekend.
I didn't know when your move date was.
Did we need to talk about anything else regarding the Wolf Run Festival during board meeting?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Anybody else have any other business to discuss?
Nope.
Okay. I did want to bring up one thing before we finish, because we need to start making some final decisions on convocation plans. What we want to put in, how much we want to sponsor, do we want to room, all of these things. The deadlines are going to start rolling up.
I think we should do the neurodivergent room again. I think we killed that this last year. I haven't seen any feedback forms yet, but nobody has. I think the neurodivergent room would be a good sponsorship for us again, and a suite again for us.
I agree.
Alfred, Megan, what do you guys think?
I thought the neurodivergent room went really well. I'd like to see that again.
I'm in agreement there.
So we kind of want to do the same thing we did last year.
I'm thinking, I think it's fair.
Megan, butt in if you want to. I saw you come off mute for a sec.
Yeah, so at the very beginning, I must have lost the connection because I didn't hear anything. And then, so what it sounds like, to sum up, is we need to make our decisions about our donation level for con. I definitely think that if the quiet room is available, that is something that we should try and go for. We piloted it. I think we did a really good job, and it is also representative of our brand and what we bring to con. And I do think that it is good for us to have a suite, both as a touchdown point for ourselves as well as a touchdown point for the community. And I do know that when we were discussing this last year, we were talking about possibly making our suite more interactive with more scheduled events. And we can't do that if we don't have the suite.
So, but we can also be starting now with the planning for it and getting things together. We have a better base to start with for the sensory room. So. Alfred has a motion to make Megan our new public liaison officer.
Second.
She's the maiden, isn't that part of her job?
Yeah, actually.
Love you, Megan.
Okay, so we'll leave it at plans to have the same level of expenditure going in. What do we want to be doing for submission contributions as a group?
I think we need to do a ritual. We kind of made a name for ourselves with our rituals at con. I think we need to have that level of ritual again. I know because of what we've kicked around the idea because of what we're doing, what the theme is. I think we should go with that ritual that we talked about, Solanox.
The Maya ritual?
I think the Maya ritual is a good idea for us because we've done
It'll
it.
be extra impressive if we do get a big ATC contingent showing up. We'll
Yeah.
really get to show off.
I think we should I think some sort of kids ritual wouldn't be a bad idea again too.
I'm tired thinking about it, but yes, we should.
Well, Solanox, you don't have to put in 17 classes.
No, I'm just thinking of how crazy that one got. But now we know what we're getting into with that room, so we can plan accordingly.
But I think doing a kids ritual would be because we encourage people to bring children to our organization when they come. I think that would be a great idea to have that kids aspect. Do a kids ritual of some sort. Hell, we could do the tool tool naming ritual that we did a couple months back.
The consecration?
The consecration ritual for kids.
That's kind of what we did with the wands.
Yeah. I mean, we
okay,
made one
I
specifically,
wasn't there
but
at that ritual. Remember, I was helping with the community ritual.
Right. I keep forgetting. Okay. But so we'll plan on coming up with the Maya, a kids ritual, and maybe one other one that might be a late night ritual or something. I'll think on it. If anybody else has any ideas for things you'd like us to do as a group, you know where to find me. We could sponsor a panel discussion, or what have you.
Well, I'd seen on Facebook that they were looking for someone to do the community ritual, but I think Wolf Run kind of snatched that, and I'm gonna let them have it. I don't think if we're doing that Maya ritual and a kids ritual, I don't think we need that third ritual.
Okay.
Pat was looking for someone to help with that, and they were also looking for someone to do the paganism throughout the decades again.
I don't know if they were wanting to do the same panel again.
I don't know. I didn't get a chance to really read in depth on it, but it's something along those lines they were looking for.
We could do a panel on mirth and reference.
We definitely could. Uh-huh.
That would be fun.
So I know we've already kind of decided that we're gonna do kid and the Irish rule, but I just wanted to put something in our heads as more evidence of why I think that's a good idea. We sit and talk about like balance, and it shows our blanking on words, but like our spread of abilities, because we can go as serious as we've gone for our last two adult rituals to as fun, loving as we do for our kids. And I think it really showcases the breadth of abilities.
Yep.
Excellent point.
Excellent point, Megan. I think we could do a panel on balance and mirth and reverence. I think that would be a great idea for us. Because we can be really serious when we have to be, and we can be really silly when we need to be too.
I might have to pull Bobbitt's head in again on that one. See if I can get fair.
That would be fun.
I love Boba Ted, so.
All right.
The other thing I feel like when we were talking about con sponsorship last year, I feel like there was something that we said, let's put this on the back burner to look at into doing next year. So I would have us maybe circle back on those notes and see if there was something that we were looking into possibly sponsoring, depending on how last year went.
Does anybody remember any specifics on that?
No, I don't. I'd have to go back and look at notes.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything else?
I don't have anything else.
How did I turn on my settings? Stop that. All right. Oh, I guess motion to adjourn.
Second.
You in favor?
I
So move that shit.
So most that shit. We'll see you next.
All right. Let me see if I can figure out how to turn the heat off.
I'll pull the sign and lock the front door. Yeah.
Stop recording. And YouTube go. How do I turn it off? Oh, there it is.
yeah.